It's an interesting one. So I just had one of my latest mentees start today, and I'm excited for him because over the next 4 weeks or so, we will transform how he invests. But one of the things that I asked always, just to get an understanding what people have done, and he was quite honest to say that he's done two different courses before. One of them was around finding land and trying to get them below market, and this company kind of basically taught them how to do things. But as it turns out, that actually the challenge is, it's all these, well, let's write 10,000 letters to 10,000 people around the country who may want to sell part of their garden at the back of, or a side development. And then he was quite honest to say this just did not produce anything, and within a few months he was bored of it and had given up. And the second course he went to was around HMO, and very quickly realized that actually the market for HMOs now is saturated, because you either have way too many of them, two, you've got all the regulatory issues that are happening, as well as the fact that utility costs have doubled, interest rates have doubled, and the rent have not increased to that much. So and that's why he's ended up with title splitting. So he's actually been watching my videos about the key crux about title splitting as a property strategy, as somebody else who I spoke to from, actually, if you're listening, Turks and Caicos at the weekend, and she was saying this is the only one that works nowadays, because but single buy to let, just forget about it. By the time you even put your stamp duty at 5% interest, at 5% for investor, it kills the deal. HMOs, I've explained, doesn't work. The people who make the most money out of HMOs is either the person who's actually selling the house, or the developer or the builder who's going to get your 5-bedroom house, also 3-bedroom house, 2 reception into a 6-bed HMO, because they're going to charge you 100 grand. But what people don't realize is that £100,000 is going to cost them maybe 10 years to repay back, because even if you on a HMO you make, say, £1,000 a month, let's say, at £12,000 a year, but on entry, forget the deposit money you've put, but let's say you spend £100,000 to convert that house into a lovely 6 ensuite room, you're still going to make £1,000 net a month. So that's 12,000. So if you spend 100 grand to get there, that's almost 8 years of a rent profit that is written off. So people are misguided to go into HMO thinking, oh, I want to make £1,000 a month, but actually you've spent £100,000 already to get to that point. And that's why generally buying blocks of flat, but buying them, there's 3 ways that I teach people how to do it. Buy below market value, because if you're buying current price at current market value, it's no point, because you're already overpricing it. Buy below market value, add a light refurb to it, and split the title on exit. There are the 3 ways, almost 30% of the ways that I add value to my buildings. And if you think about getting 100% value creation, that 100% needs to equal to the same amount that your deposit will need to be when you come to refinance. So by doing that, I increase the value enough so I can, when I refinance the properties on single buy to let, I use 25% out of the new value that I've created. I take 25% out of that, and that's what I will use as my deposit when it comes to refinancing on long-term mortgages. That's been the only way that I've been able to buy buildings, buy blocks of flats, 5, 6, 7, 10 at a time, recycle all my money out, use the same money to buy blocks again and again. On Friday this week, I refinanced out £2 million worth of properties, where we've actually gone in, bought, added value to title split, and now on average, let's say in the one on the seafront, I paid on average 170,000 as an aggregate when it was in on the one freehold, so £1 million for 6. Well, actually it's 160,000, and now each of those are revalued at 220 on average. So that extra uplift is what I then use to get 25% deposit, or use to get to as my 25% deposit on each of these 6 flats. Refinancing all my money out, I get my £1 million back, and I go again. The same thing I did in Stoke. So if people have been following me, 6 flats, 2 shop, entries at 250, GDVs around 560. So we're increasing value by buying below market. In this case, fixing problems well, because there's issues with planning and everything else. Then you add value by refurbishing and light refurb the building. And the third is around title split. Carve them out, disaggregate them, and by disaggregating them, you add more value to them so that they are worth a lot more singularly than they are worth in one block. And by doing that, I've been able for the last 20 odd years to consistently increase my portfolio. So if you are thinking about going into properties, you've got 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 pounds, please look around, make sure that you understand all of the strategy. Give you another anecdote. So somebody from South Korea, well, she's here, but she's from South Korea, bought a place in Devon, 90,000 pound, an old Halifax bank, and is trying to develop this into 4 flats. Now the challenge is that she lives in London, the place is 5 hours away. 2, she's never done property development at all. 3, she has not the foggiest idea around planning permission and what the rules are. 4, this is going to be a staged development because she's kept a little bit of it out of the shop, and then she's going to start to develop it and commercial convert. Now architects have gone in and drawn the plans, which is great. That's the easy bit. Now the next bit is around, well, what are the steps forward to get people to come and tender for the work, develop, or actually start to do the commercial conversion? What are all the regulations that need to be met, let alone the fact that once she's finished, she needs to make sure that all the testings are there, the soundproof, if they've got on entry, they've got birds, they've got damp and timber report. There's so many things that this lady is going to have to figure out, and quite frankly, I've said to her on the phone, this is huge in terms of what you're undertaking. Credit to you. I mean, I'm sure she'll do it for sure, but it's just sometimes just know the battle that you're fighting. So here with Title Split, you're buying something already there. It's already a block of flats out, already producing income, already got sometimes tenants in it producing that income. You're buying this at a below market value, which is what we teach you how to do. Or you can also, as part of our mentorship, if you are on our one-to-one, you get access to our liquidity sourcing deals. So you get to hear about all the liquidity sourcing blocks of flat that we find, and then we sell on to our mentees as well. So you can get that. We've plugged that issue as well. We also organize your bridging finance if you need to. We then plug you into our ecosystem from lawyers, brokers, property tax advisors. You get me to handhold you through your first deal for up to 12 months. Quite frankly, you cannot fail, because when somebody is, your maths teacher is in the maths exam with you, giving you the answers as you go along, you cannot fail. So in 2025, please make some key decisions, because if you want to change your life, you want to do something, stop talking about it, start thinking about it, actually start to take some action. And I've been doing this for 25 years. One of my biggest, plus versus a training company, I'm an active developer, I'm an active investor, I'm still buying today. I bought in the last half of the year, last year, 2024, we've added another 40 units. So I am developing at 5.5–6% interest rate at the challenges or regulatory changes, Section 21 going, Section 8 not being reformed enough. So there's so many things happening that you really need somebody who understands the whole market now, not 5 years ago, not I've done 2 or 3 flats or I've done 2 or 3 blocks and I'm start selling the information and I'm very good at social media. That's why I'm trying to kind of get people to know. I want you to think about the people who you want to work with, how hands-on you want them to be. And actually, I'm pretty hands-on. If you ask all of my mentees, I'm very much hands-on and helping people throughout the process, from finding the blog, assessing them, financing them, title splitting them, then as they add value to it, and recycling their money out. So my name is Azid. I've been property investing for the last 25 years, focused around title splitting for the last 12 years or so, and now I focus on helping others achieve their financial freedom by actually buying their time back, by having sources of income that otherwise they wouldn't have had. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.